Hello my friends, today I decided to dedicate this whole day to decluttering. Now, decluttering is something that you should do regularly. Minimalism is not just decluttering once and then bam, you're a minimalist. It really is more of a mindset of intentionality. We do have to keep in mind to declutter regularly, not necessarily because we still have our old shopping habits and just accumulate stuff. But I just found that with the passing of time, I find myself being more willing to let go of certain things where I wasn't as ready yet a few months back. So I have actually found myself owning less and less as time has passed and the more I've been comfortable with minimalism. And yeah, so the last time I decluttered was about 6 months ago. And it's so gloomy and rainy outside, so that just makes the decluttering so much more cozy and fun. But basically I'm going to go through everything that I own except for my wardrobe because I decluttered that like a few weeks ago, so that's fine. But I don't expect to declutter a lot of stuff just because I've been really good with keeping my things to a minimal and not shopping. But I also don't want to force myself to get rid of stuff that I actually still really like and still use just for the sake of decluttering something because I'm filming this video. So let's just take you along the process. I don't know what's gonna happen today, and yeah, let's have some fun. So first things first, I think I'm going to start with the bookcase. So far our bookcase is organized by books we've already read and want to keep. This shelf, and then these few books here. And then these are pretty much all books that we haven't read or just don't know yet if we want to keep or not. And in the bottom we have our large books. So with books it's a little difficult because some books are Johannes books and some books are my books and some books are like our books. So I'm just going to go through my books. I don't want to touch his things. I want to be respectful and not just declutter his stuff. And then same goes with the books that we own together. We want to be discussing that together before I just declutter it in case I want to declutter it. So because I'm just going to go through my books, it's going to be so much less books, luckily, to go through. Oh, and also here are more books of mine, and it goes all the way over to the other side, so more books to go through. Books are so hard for me to declutter. Once I look at the book and I think, oh, but the story sounds so great, I want to read it, but then if I'm honest, I mean, we only have so many hours and days and months and years in our life, and you can't read all the interesting books out there. That's just not possible, so you really have to pick and choose. So when push comes to shove, I'm probably not going to read that book. So these are some of the books I decided to declutter. Some of them I read in school. For example, this, Rabbit Proof Fence. To be honest, I'm someone that reads a book and then forgets what it's all about. Which I thought maybe I would read this again. Maybe I would rather just read new books that I've never touched. But I remember it being pretty good. Then a book Johannes not recommended me read, but that he has read that he thought was really good, all about anger and how to deal with that, like from a spiritual perspective. But it's, to be honest, not something that I deal with. Anger is not really an emotion that I have a problem with, so I thought I'd not read this. There's other books, also Brave New World, that we read in school. And then a German book, Der Richter und sein Henker, Der Verdacht. This one's a classic, but I haven't read it. But I don't think, like, again, if push comes to shove, don't think I will read this. I'll ask Johannes if he's probably already read this, if he wants to read this. Then Day of the Jackal, book that Johannes highly recommends, that is super, super like thrilling, but I don't know, there are other books that are similar to this that I think I would rather read. Yeah, so I'm going to put these books to the side and then sell them online. Next, I'm going to tackle my desk drawers. There's a bunch of stuff in there. I dread going through these. This should be fun. I think I'm going to get everything out and then sort through and do classic KonMari piles. To be honest, this is all really overwhelming and giving me a little bit of anxiety. This a sketchbook that I'm going to sort out just because I have so many sketchbooks that I haven't even close to filled, and there are a few things like in the front few pages, but the rest is all empty, so I think I'm going to cut out the front few sketches and drawings that I did and then give the rest to someone else. Wow, okay, just look what I found. My old Nintendo DS. I totally remember this. I want to see if this still works. We finally have it charging, so let's see if this turns on. It's not turning on. This is so exciting! I remember back in the day when I first got this, this was like so high tech, but now this feels so old and clunky. That sound. Okay, wow. I need to play this now. This is a huge mess right now, but this is the keep pile, that is the sell, throw away, gift pile, and this is the maybe pile. So I need to think about it and go through a few things. That I think is also really important that we tend to forget is to declutter our purse or our bag. At least for me, stuff tends to collect in here, like receipts, tissues. Yeah, so I'm going to clear everything out. Next up, we're going to tackle these 3 drawers, but I'm dreading it a little because this has so much stuff in here and it's just thrown in. Okay, last but not least, we're going to declutter things that I kind of put into storage. So for those of you that don't know, I currently live at my parents' house. So there are some things where I just use what my parents already have instead of using what I have. So I put those things into storage, and there's actually like this secret storage here in this room, which is pretty cool, but at the same time pretty creepy. Foldable closet type of thing in here. So we just keep like winter jackets that we're not currently using, or sleeping bags for camping trips. I'm just going to go through everything and just see whether there's something that I could actually declutter. Maybe there's stuff I've even forgotten that I have. So this turns out to be everything that I'm going to declutter. It's not too much, but it is something. So as I said in the beginning, I didn't expect to declutter too much since this is not like my first time decluttering, but I was happy to get some of the things kind of sorted out, some junk and some of just litter that was lying around. So I hope that you guys enjoyed watching me and following along decluttering. Hopefully this may have inspired you to declutter a little bit. Just make sure that you process the decluttered items responsibly. So recycle where it can be recycled, gift and sell where it can be sold, and I always believe that donation should be the last resort, just because a lot of times that is not processed properly and responsibly. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!